we're here with another Friday lesson, and this week's lick lesson is all about speedy pentatonic repetition licks from players that you will find using these. Would be kind of Randy Rhoads, Zakk Wylde, maybe Paul Gilbert, Nuno Bettencourt, Slash, Angus Young, Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, all these players that use pentatonic scales. These are kind of those patterns which you would find within those pentatonics, but played pretty quick. We're at 100 BPM and we're playing most of these, all bar one of them, I think, can't remember off the top of my head, I'll look at that in a sec, using 6 tuplets. So you're trying to fit 6 notes within one beat, so think of it like that. But the way to tackle it is slow and even. Keep it slow, keep it even, and you will find that it will work quite well for you if you really take it slow and gradually play to your ability. And you can always increase on that speed and that ability, but just take it slowly. Simple as, right? So if you do like this, please do consider liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting that bell button for the future notifications. And for the Lick Friday series, that has now moved over to Patreon, and you'll find it on there within the next few weeks once I get the first video sorted for that. And yeah, if you want to go along to that, then visit Patreon, where you can find loads of lessons, loads of jamming tracks and everything else in between. So I urge you to go and have a look at that, because it supports this channel. And I'm going to get on with the breakdown now, because I've already waffled on way too much. Nice one. See you at the end of the video. Breakdown coming up now. We have 15 pull off to the 12 on your first string, going to the 15, 12, 15 on your second string, but you're going to pick those. So the pull off, and then back to that 12 on your first string. So it's only 2 strings. Then you're stretching the little finger across to the 17. Really important to get used to that little finger. I can't stress that enough, to be honest. So 17, pull off to the 12. And then you've got 15, 12, 15 on your second string, which is picked. Back to the 12 on that first string. And that's your pattern. It's just 2 combinations. And that's your lick for you. So let's move on to lick number 2, and it goes something like this. So this one takes use of the open strings, or makes use of the open strings on that E, B, G and D. So bringing in second pentatonic in that lower octave, so not up on the 12th fret, and then obviously pulling off through to your first pentatonic using the open strings on that back end. So with this, it's relatively straightforward. It's just a load of pull-offs, and you're striking the first note of every 3. So you've got 5, 3, 0 on the first string. So that's going to be pick, pull off, pull off. Then the same on the second string, and then you repeat that again. First string, second string, repeat that again, but this time we're going to go further through the pentatonic. That was hard to say. And then you're 4, 2, 0 on the G, 4, 2, 0 on the D. So slowly you have. And that's as simple as that. So, but the problem is speeding it up. Getting used to those faster runs, and it's quite nice to do. Another guy that uses that sort of thing is Tracy Guns as well. There you go, from LA Guns. Anyway, lick number 3 coming up now. So So as you could probably tell with the demo of that one, I almost lost it on the way through, but it's a great pattern to get used to nevertheless. So we're basically running through what would be an E minor scale, taking a pattern through this using 4 notes at a time from that minor scale. So the scale in full would run like this. Okay, so I would be saying this is shape 7 of your minor scales, and if you're looking at it as 3 note per string major scales, it's shape 5 of those, for those that have learnt them in that major scale way. For this, you would go through the major scale at 4 notes each time, basically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then starting from the second note within the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, starting from the third note within the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then so on and so forth until you run through that complete scale. So, or shape as it were. So let's go through this bit by bit. So we have 10, 12, 14 on your E string, then it's going to be the 10 on the A string. Then we start from the 12 on the E, 10, 14, 10, 12, sorry, 12, 14, 10, 12. 10, 12 is on the A string. Then you go back to the E string for 14, 10, 12, 14 on that A string. Then we start that pattern all over again, but this time starting from the 10 on the A string itself. So you've got 10, 12, 14, 10 on your D string. Then it's going to be 12, 14, 10, that's right, 12, 14 A string, 10, 12 on the D string. Then it's 14 A string, 10, 12, 14 on your D. Then you go 12, 10 even. There we go, got that right. 10, 12, 14 on your D string. Going to the 11, slight pattern change on the G. Then it's 12, 14 D, 11, 12 G. 14 on the D, 11, 12, 14 on the G. Then you have, itchy nose, then you have 11, 12, 14 on your G, and then 12 on your B, 12, 14 G, 12, 13 B, 14 on your G, 12, 13, 15 on your B, 12, 13, 15 on the B, 12 on the E, 13, 15 on your B, 12 on the E, 14 on the E. Now use the same finger as me because that's quite important as well. Then it goes 15 on the B, 12, 14, 15, and then lastly 14 semitone bend on that first string to bring it to the same pitch as your G note, which is the relative major. That's why that works. I'll play that one slow for you now. Here it is. So 3, 4, and... Take it slow, keep it steady, and you won't go far wrong. Okay, so back on the octave patterns for this, so for the pentatonic, and we're bringing in kind of an inverted pattern thing going on with this. So you've got 3 notes and it's using 6 tuplets, so you've got 6 in each beat. Now it's a 15-12 pull off on your second string, going to the 14 on your third string, and then you kind of flip that pattern round, going to the 12 on the first string, 15-12 pull off on that second string. And then that sort of works in the same way again. So you have going to the 15-12 on your first string, going to the 15 on your second string, and then you invert that back to 12, 15, 12 pull off on your second string, so 12 on the first. And then it repeats. So if I play that first bit slowly, so and then it just just repeats it for the second half, or beats 3 and 4 of that bar. Really simple again in theory, but it's just getting your fingers around it at speed. So they work slower, just put it that way as well. So they're not kind of just for the speedy licks. You can work these really nicely into your playing at a slower tempo as well. So don't be disheartened if you can't play in full speed straight away, or even after a few weeks of practicing them. Just take your time with them, and then eventually that speed will come. There you go. Let's move on to the final lick, lick number 5. So essentially you've got something which I think is the harder one of these licks, just because of the speed of it going through all the way through that pentatonic scale. Now essentially it's 14 pull off to the 12 on the D string, going to the 14 on the A. So watch the fingers. So I'm using the third finger, first finger, then second fingers. It saves you crossing fingers just over strings like that, or using the same finger for 2 strings. Then you're dropping it down to the 12th fret on the G, and then doing the 14-12 pull off again, but this time on the second half of that beat, as it were, or lick. 14-12 on that D string. So then you kind of repeat the process from the 14th fret on the G. So you've got 14-12 G to the 14 on the D. Then it's 12 on the B, 14-12 pull off on the G. Then it's 15 on the 15-12 pull off on the B string, going to the 14 on the G. Then it's 12 on your first string, 15-12 pull off on the B string, and then it's a full tone bend up of the first string on the 15th fret. And that sort of leads you from that repetition part, and just for the sheer hell of it, I've come down the pentatonic and then worked it in that way, just to sort of close the lick off and give you 2 bars or something to learn there. But just trying that itself is a great little lick just to run through, and you'll use it all the time, I guarantee it. So let's play that one slow for you now. So it goes 3, 4, and that's all you've got this lesson. So I'll hand you back to me to sign it all off. I'll see you in a bit. There you go. So if you did like that, once again, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button for all the future notifications. Visit Patreon for Lick Friday series and other videos that you won't find here on YouTube, and obviously stay tuned on YouTube for all sorts that come up with lick lessons, maybe some solo breakdowns as well as we go, and the quick licks whenever I get those ready for you as well. Right, there you go. Please do subscribe, share, and like this video with all your friends as well. Give it to them, show it to them, share it along. That would be absolutely awesome. See you later, everyone. Take care. Tab is free on my website. Don't forget. Nice one. Bye bye.